Welcome back to SAFC Live. It was a goalless draw down at Loftus Road. Sunderland down to 10 men as well for much of that second half. Job seeing red in the game. I guess that was a big standout moment from the game because chances were few and far between. And despite QPR's possession in the second half, they didn't make it count, did they?
No, they'll be frustrated there in the changing rooms now that the manager especially made a few changes, but they didn't create a lot. They threw a few hopeful balls into the box, but it was comfortable for the lads really at the back and Simon Moore between the sticks as well. Back-to-back clean sheets for him. But yeah, just even 11v11 first half, we weren't quite at our best. We said that at half time, but it's one of those. You're on the road. If you're not at your best, make sure you don't get beat. Half an hour or so with 10 men. Obviously, then you're losing some of your attacking threat, top end of the pitch. Aaron Connolly comes on, chasing shadows, really difficult for him. We didn't create anything, but it's one of them. If you're not going to create anything, just make sure it's difficult to break down at the back. We've done that. You take your point, and we have to move on to Wednesday.
Let's look back through the action then before we discuss the next game, and we're going to do that. We're also going to look around at the other scores as well and that league table. Of course, Sunderland still top of the league, of course, and as well. So the early exchanges here, Danny, that was a great chance as well for Sella, wasn't it, early on?
Big opportunity, yeah. I'm not sure what he does there. I just think there, as it comes across, open himself up with his left foot and cushion it, but they had a couple of good opportunities early on there. Queen's Park Rangers, good balls into the box, didn't capitalise.
Wilson with this one as well.
Yeah, it's a good ball from Trey Hume, a little bit of disguise, just almost reverses it into him there, and it just pops up slightly and it invites Wilson to strike it, unfortunately just past the post. And then here's our other real good opportunity. It's a half chance at best, isn't it, for Dan? Difficult one, it's on the rise as it's cushioned to him from Luke. Man pressing him there, I think it's Varane that comes out, I'm not sure. And then it comes off the post and Wilson can't quite adjust his feet on the rebound coming back off the post. And then, Wilson, difficult one for Wilson other than his chance there. That one, he almost gets there. Good defending, as I said, Steve Cook thought defended really well for them at times. Balls coming into the box. And then Trey Hume pulling the trigger. So you can see from the highlights really, other than those two really, which were good opportunities. Trey's within his rights there to pull the trigger, isn't he? And then I thought Queen's Park Rangers finished the half stronger as well. Sort of got back on top, and we only had a real 10-minute spell, I would say, in the first half. And then obviously, when we come out second half, we actually started okay, didn't we? I felt like we got on the front foot a little bit and had a bit of a go. Then obviously the sending off, it's just the sort of the mentality and the game swings in their favour then really. But yeah, if you're looking for positives to take from it, certainly, as we said there, with Simon Moore coming in, you've lost your keeper, Simon Moore's coming, and
loads of them.
That one there, Steve Cook, gets up really well above Joe, powers it there, but straight into the gloves of Simon Moore, good hands. And then the one setting off, which we'll have a look at, Jimmy Dunn gets above, I think it's Dennis Sirkin at the far post, but again straight at Simon Moore. So other than that, he hasn't had to make any other good saves really.
It's another clean sheet, isn't it? They extend their clean sheet record this season, which is top of the league.
8, 7 or 8 as well, aren't they? Lads at the back doing their jobs as well. Let's have a look back at these highlights as well. Yeah, Trey there, he doesn't know much about that. He's getting there, and I think it just takes a nick off one of the Queen's Park Rangers defenders, and it almost hits him, doesn't it, and goes wide. But this is where I felt we were having a little bit of a spell now. Start of the second half, weren't we? And you're thinking, come on then, let's kick on, wear them down. At home they've obviously not been great, haven't picked up a victory so far this season. But then they just come back into it, and obviously having that extra man makes a difference, especially when you're the home side, really. But fantastic how good were our fans, by the way. From the minute Joe got sent off, they got behind the boys for half an hour, and it almost felt like they were trying to get him over the line. It is now, I don't think you can argue it, to be fair. He's unfortunate. Some people are going to say, oh, he's silly, what's he doing? If you haven't been in that situation, you don't know. It happens quick. He's got control of the ball there. Split second, gets away from him, overruns it, and he catches him on his shin. I don't think you can argue. Joe didn't argue it, and you can tell when you're looking around the players' reactions, really. Everybody sort of almost knows it's a sending off. But you feel sorry for him in a way, really. He hasn't meant it, So it's one of them. So we're going to be without him on Wednesday night. Hopefully we'll have to see what happens with Chris Ray, because we're a couple of bodies short in there. And there's that other one there. You see Jimmy Dunn just getting in at the far post, gets above Dennis. Good header, but fortunately for ourselves, it's straight into the gloves of Simon Moore. And then they had a few of these efforts, didn't they? Half chances around the edge of the box. This one there for Ran. Alan Brown does well, actually puts a bit of pressure on him, makes him strike it early, and it's up and over the top. Morgan, the young lad, as well, similar. He had a couple of opportunities from that area as well. But in general, we defended well with balls coming into the box, organised well, but then obviously you've lost your threat at the top end of the pitch.
Okay, let's. What should we do next, Danny? Should we look at the other scores first, or do you think we should look around at the hashtags? What do you want to do first?
Yeah, let's go for the scores and table. I think
final 10 seconds of these last minute. Well, not even chances are there for Queen's Park Rangers.
No, petered out, didn't it, for them? Yeah, so no.
All right, let's go for the scores then, if we can, from around the Championship this afternoon. And there was some early kickoffs, of course, as well. And that game last night between Luton and West Brom finished 1-1. In the early kickoffs, it was Blackburn Rovers 0, Sheffield United 2, Oxford United 1, Swansea City 2, and Stoke City. They won 2-1 at home against Derby County. In the 3 o'clocks, it was Cardiff City 2, Norwich City 1, Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1, Leeds 3, Plymouth 0, Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 3. Preston, they were beaten at home by 3-1 by Bristol City. Of course, Sunderland's next game down at Deepdale. Sheffield Wednesday, well, they were beaten 6-2 at home by Watford. Danny Roll's side being rolled over at home, you could say.
I knew that was coming.
And then tomorrow it is Millwall versus, who was that? In the game tomorrow, Burnley, of course, who are chasing Sunderland. Let's have a look at the league table as it stands. Then, of course, Sunderland had that gap of 5 points before ball was kicked last night in any of the other games. And they're still top, Danny. Not as much, the difference.
Points, isn't it? Yeah. Leeds goal difference the same as well. But yeah, if you're looking at it, best away form, and we've still got the best away form in terms of return as well. 13 points on the road, I think. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Actually, should we have a little look at the bottom, because we'll see some of the competitors we've got in and around in games to come, especially Preston there. Queen's Park Rangers picking up a point, could be vital for them towards the end of the season. They didn't look like they were second up bottom this afternoon, did they?
First half especially, I thought they moved it quite well. Second half, it is difficult then, because the onus is on them, right? You've got the extra man now. Everybody expects them to create a lot of opportunities, and just didn't happen. No. We've seen it here at the stadium. I've mentioned it before, even 11v11 where teams come and sit back, and it's hard and that, and they didn't really move the ball quick enough at times. No. As I said there, Cifuentes, he made 3 or 4 changes, top end of the pitch, and then naturally you think, well, they're going to get the breakthrough, they're going to create something, but it was just hopeful balls, wasn't it, coming in? And as I said, Simon Moore there, he was plucking it out of the sky, and it was comfortable really for us, other than that one effort from Jimmy Dunn.
Let's have a look at some of your thoughts then using the hashtags. Hashtag Ask Danny, as it always has been. The Mackham's been in touch. Happy with the point?
I'd say so, yeah. I'm with Rob Mason today. I said it there halfway through the second half. He's taking a point before the game. Well, based at half time, I would have took a point. I thought they probably shaded the first half. And then second half, as I said, we started okay. But then as soon as Joe gets sent off, it's a long old half an hour with them having the extra man. So, yeah, you sort of, in a way, you take your medicine. You've lost your attacking threat. Stay compact and organised at the back, make it difficult for them. So you've done that. Credit to the boys at the back, got the clean sheet. Yes, we didn't offer too much going forward late on, but it's one of them, and it's a 3-game week as well. And if we go on now and pick up 6 in the next 2, then that doesn't look like a bad point at all. Okay,
another thought then, if we can see on the hashtags. Brad's been in touch. Hello, Brad. A good point on the road considering the circumstances. Another clean sheet, but with Job's suspension and rig out. Who comes in on Wednesday? Alexic maybe? Could he be in with a shout? Would you move Luke into midfield? Push Dan forward? I mean, who's going to come in? And we don't know. I mean, Chris might be better for his
But he's asking the question. If he's not, I'd probably have a look at Alexic. He's been on the bench a few games now, hasn't he? I know you've got, like I said, Harrison Jones in there. Young's been doing well for the 21s as well, in and around it on the bench this afternoon as well. So yeah, you keep Dan there. If you want to keep your shape really, your 4-3-3, I'd keep Dan there sitting in front of the back lads. Alan Brown in there as well, ahead of him, and then probably bring Alexic in there, or you're having a look around the squad as well, 1 or 2 others possibly. But yeah, I'd certainly probably have a look at bringing him in.
Decisions to be made as well. An interesting one on Wednesday, isn't it, against Preston, who are struggling themselves. Let's have a look at another one if we have time. This is the last one. Red and White Haddock, our friend, been in touch again. Who's your man of the match, Danny? It's a hard one, this. We were discussing this off mic. I'd like to give it to our supporters who never stop backing the team when it's backs against the wall. I mean, in particular, in that second half, following on from the Job sending off, Danny, they just didn't stop.
Yeah, no, do you know what? Yeah, we were talking, it's a difficult one to gauge a man of the match today. You know, the lads at the back have had a clean sheet. Simon Moore, you'd say, you know, his handling was well, but it wasn't really tested too much. Obviously, going forward, we didn't offer too much, so it's hard to, you know, no standout top end of the pitch. But he's probably dug me out of it then. I thought, yeah, man of the match was probably the fans. I thought
fans.
They were fantastic. Yeah, obviously we're back here at the stadium, but you could pick it up there on the stadium sound, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. From the minute Job got sent off for half an hour plus stoppage time, 35 minutes.
Yeah.
They were excellent. Yes. So. Yeah, I'll go safe and I'll give it to those 2,000-3,000 behind that goal this evening.
Let's look at Sunderland's next game then. Of course, they travel down to Deepdale on Wednesday evening. 8 p.m. kickoff in the Championship. It's thick and fast once again. Another 3-game week. 2 aways and a home game as well on the end of it. But Preston is the next game for Sunderland. 8 p.m. kickoff means we'll be on air from 7:15. That's when we'll be next on air. All right then, I think that's it for us this evening here on SAFC Live. You can get your match day stream passes right now if you want for the Preston game on Wednesday evening. We'll be back here in the Sports Bar. Hope you can join us then. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sunderland are still top of the league.